To kind of go out of Surrey to become Jazzy B, I guess. Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy Jazzy B, Frequency and Friend, man. Check it out, their podcast, man. You know what I mean? To your boys in the house!
Welcome to Frequency and Friends. We're back for another episode. We're out in the West Coast, in the heart of Surrey, with a super special guest that's out here with us today. A legend in the game. They call him the Prince of Bhangra. In my opinion, I call him the King of Bhangra. Everybody make some noise for our guest, Jazzy B. Jazzy B, say what up to the fans for us.
Hey, what's up, man? Whoever's tuned in right now, probably the whole world.
Well, we got like 5-6 listeners, man. So hopefully
So, hey, what's up to everybody, man, around the world?
Awesome. Of course, I'm your host, Kultar, the friend. We got Frequency's very own J Static, DJ KSR, and DJ M joining us for this one. All right, boys, let's start off. I mean, for the credentials, the plaques, the awards for Jazzy B, we could literally have an episode on our own just naming all those off. But we're not going to do that today. But I do want to name a few of them that you do have. I mean, there's a lot, man. There's Best Male Act, there's Best Band, there's Best Music Video, Most Popular Song, Best Duet, Best Costume, which is very fitting for yourself because that's something we'll discuss a little bit later. But there is one that stands out. It was actually of recent in 2017. You were inducted into the BC Hall of Fame for Entertainment. That's a huge deal for those of you who don't know. That's Jazzy B was the first South Asian to get inducted into the Hall of Fame, and that's with the likes of guys like Michael Bublé, Michael J. Fox, Bryan Adams. Tell us about that and how that felt.
Yeah, and a Desi banda from Durgapur, man. It felt great. I just want to big up Bobby Nagrabaji for nominating me, Paul Tallon. They're the one who, I didn't even know anything about it. I didn't even know it existed, And, that day when he came, Baji told me, we nominated you and you actually going to get it. I was like, whoa. I actually came to the house and that's when he told me, he wouldn't tell me on the phone. I was like, shit, am I in trouble? But it was really like, everything kind of flashed back from first time I went in the studio. All that kind of came because, it's the biggest achievement for me, especially for Punjabi language. Mm-hmm. Punjabi language karke wo word milya mainu.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So if I didn't speak Punjabi or my parents didn't teach me how to speak Punjabi, I wouldn't get that name, on Robson Street there, man.
It's big, it's just at like a mainstream level, as a Punjabi you're already doing it, but now as a Canadian, and we're all born and raised in Canada. Yeah. So to look at it even at that level, it's a huge deal for us, It's big to see something like that happen. So
it's I think 3-4 months later we kind of went down, just walking down with my friends and show them they were kind of excited to see them.
And the people that are going to be visiting BC or those that don't know, that's on Granville Street, right?
Yeah, Granville Street.
And that's like an actual star, like Hollywood, how they have the stars. It's the same thing. So it's a huge achievement, not only for yourself, but for music as a whole, for Punjabi music, and to see the South Asian make it to that level just gives everybody, the encouragement to be able to say, hey, maybe we can do that one day.
Yeah, definitely.
Too, right?
I always tell the kids, man, it doesn't matter whatever you want to do in life, dream, man. Mm-hmm. They do come true. I dreamt when I was 4 years old, saw Ustaad Kuldip Manak first time in my pind. My chacha, he's no more. He had Jaswinder on his shoulder. I was 4 years old. Still remember that scene like yesterday. That 4-year-old kid just like saw, one day I want to be like him. And here I am talking to you guys because I had a dream, I dreamt about it. So that's why I tell all the kids out there, man, it doesn't matter whatever you want to do in life, it's nothing's impossible. It takes time. Don't expect things overnight.
Yeah.
Easy come, easy go. But, slow and steady wins the race. I believe in that. Holi holi banda dekh ke janda na, uda swad aunda. Struggle, it's kind of, you look back, I still look back with all the struggle I had, and I'm glad I had that because I wouldn't be here.
Well, it builds character, right? I mean, all the things that you've been through made you who you are today, right?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Well, let's take it back. I want to drop this intersection for you. 101 and 143rd. What does that remind you of or take you back to?
Wow, 101?
101 and 143rd.
Wow, that's where we used to play hockey, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Actually, that was a little tip I got. My mama is from Surrey, and apparently used to live a couple houses down from them.
Yeah.
And they were like, you know what? Like, we saw him way back, and then they're still in awe that, you know, somebody that grew up right next to them has become such a superstar. Take us back to that time frame, and like you said, you were playing hockey just like a normal Canadian kid. And a fun fact that people don't know, Jazzy B actually moved to Canada when you were 5 years old, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about that upbringing and going back to that part of your life.
You know, especially hockey, man. You know, I kind of fell in love with Wayne Gretzky, man.
Yeah.
He was
Legend.
my idol. You know, followed his career. Like, obviously, he was playing for Edmonton then. You know, everybody else used to support different teams, whatever. But it was me and my best friend.
Toronto there.
Chalo koi gal nahi. Sariyan teams badhiya, but you know, whatever. You know what I mean? I always followed his career. It was me and my friend Suki. You know, I actually ran into him like a couple months ago. We went to same, you know, elementary school and high school and all that.
Can you shout those schools out so people know?
Oh, definitely Simon Cunningham. That was my elementary school.
Nice.
And Johnson Heights. I went to then I went to Frank Hurd. I went to all this. Got kicked out of there. No, I'll take it there. Princess Margaret. That was the school, you know, where I stayed longer, and a lot of friends, man. You know, I still see them and we talk about old stuff. You know, the hairstyle, and used to be in trouble and all that. So yeah, the hockey's always been my love, and even now when I get like I'm here, I do pick up a stick and see kids playing. I'm still the same, man. See, that's the one thing I miss when I'm in England. Even though I adopted to football now, soccer.
Yeah.
But hockey is still my first love, man.
Yeah.
I'll still grab a stick.
That's a true Canadian thing.
I remember I had a Wayne Gretzky stick, man. It was my favorite stick. I scored a lot of goals with those, man.
Yeah, right? It's almost when you play the hockey so much, the stick gets down to like a little.
You have to put these blades on and stuff like that, man.
Plastic blades.
You mentioned these friends of yours, these Punjabi guys that you grew up with. I mean, back when you came to Surrey, was there a big crowd of Punjabis here, or was there mostly Gore, or like how did
I think there were more Gore. I think apne were kind of like, you know, kind of like not listening to Punjabi music. Even they say now, you know, you're blasting Harj Nagra or whatever in the car, man. ਬੰਦਾ ਉੱਚੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਲਾਉਂਦਾ ਹਨਾ ਉਦੋਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਨਾਲ ਗੋਰੇ ਖੜੇ ਆ you know what I mean you know it was kind of like that ਉਹ ਗੋਰੇ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਹੌਲੀ ਕਰ ਲਓ you know yeah obviously there was a lot of ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਗੋਰਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਸਰੀ ਤੁਰਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ that mean he lives in a basement.
So we'll fast forward a little bit. You obviously you finished your high school, then you started working. You were working in construction as a roofer. Is that correct?
Building houses, framing. Obviously, that's Tralok Singh Kuner. He's my boss. Still is my boss. Always will be my boss. He actually used to live in our basement, man. You know, he wasn't like millionaire guy or nothing. But you know, he was like a family member. You know, when I used to go to school, he goes, "Oh, Jazz, naal aaja kar sade tu weekend te, you know, for your party money, whatever." So I just used to go around. Not, you know, work a little bit, then you just make me sing. And that's how it all started, man. He's the one who kind of discovered me and was, you know, you got something, let's do something. You know, there was no plan. Yeah, obviously I had passion. I wanted to be a singer, but didn't know how. My parents didn't like, let me come kharab tum time waste karda, you know, do something else, whatever.
Well, like anybody, right?
Yeah, so, but he's the one who actually gave me a break, you know, Sangtar and Manmohan Waris Paji and Kamal, those guys just came from India. And so my boss, we met them and, you know, kind of started learning and all that. You know what I mean?
Those are some heavy hitters. That's a name drop. Deep breath when you hear names like those. Like those are legends in the game as well.
Yeah, they just came from India, so we kind of connected and, you know.
So they were here in Surrey?
Yeah, they were used to live in Richmond.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so and, you know, obviously same time we met Shinda Paji. He used to come with all the bands like Hira Group, you know, Taster and Johnny, it used to be Johnny Z. Actually, one of my first performances was with him. As a dancer. As a dancer. So, you know, things go back.
That's where the moves came from.
Yeah,
that's where the moves came from.
I
even heard there was one time it was you, Hira Group, Manmohan Waris, Shinda, and then Shinda's like, listen to this guy's voice.
Yeah, we actually had a dinner, hosted a dinner at our house in Surrey, you know, where we used to live. And I was associated with the Park Kabaddi Club. You know, my brothers, all my friends, they used to play Kabaddi. And, you know, we used to drive to California and all that. band they ਵਚੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ, you know, sing all the way, and obviously we hosted dinner and everybody's singing, and obviously, you know, my friends like, oh, ਸਾਡਾ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਵੀ ਗਾਉਂਦਾ, ਇਹਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਸੁਣ ਲਓ, and I was so excited, and I sang Ustaad ji song ਮਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਮਾਂ, and I remember, you know, Tammy from Hero Group and Kumar, and it's like, ਮੁੰਡਿਆ, you know, ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਗਾਉਣਾ ਹੈ, ਸ਼ਿੰਦਾ ਭਾਈ like ਤੇਰੇ ਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਗੇ ਆ. Like, you know, you got a fire and you keep that up. You know, that was the biggest thing for me. It's like, wow, you know.
Coming from him, that's crazy.
And after that, we kind of connected, me and Shinda Baji, you know, because he's such a down-to-earth guy and still the same.
That's amazing,
man. That's it, man.
You know, we always talk about it, and you're obviously an inspiration to us all in this industry. And it's kind of the reason that we started this podcast was basically to join the generations and the generations to come, to keep them in line with the history. Because they may see Jazzy B on TV, but they may not know like the stories that you're telling us today, the struggle that it took to get to where you are, the level that you're at. But at the same time, to push the culture forward, the Punjabi culture itself, the music will move on and it'll change as the time goes. But to keep the culture going is so important. How do you feel about moving the culture forward with the new artists coming, and how can they continue to do what you've done for so long?
I think it's great. I mean, you know, I don't really like when people dissing, oh, ki karta, you know, I don't like this kind of. I think music got no language, man. You know, music is the only thing that breaks barriers. You know what I mean? Alag tarah na music aunda hona bhi chahida. You know, back in the days there used to be different music. You know, they only had like 2 tracks or 4 tracks. That's it. You know, now you got so many tracks, and you know, different kind of music and different people collaborating together. You know what I mean? I think it's great, and I always get happy when I see a new artist. You know, I'm trying to make it. You know, even say when I'm performing live, if somebody wants to sing, I'll say, like, yeah, I'll pull them on, man. Because that's how I remember when I did that. Johnny didn't know they stage thing. So I like kind of like put my, you know, self in his situation. Like, oh, you know, you might be a star one day. You know what I mean? So why not give him a chance? So, and all the youngsters out there, man, doesn't matter what kind of music you're making, just go out there, man. You don't know what, you know, there's room for everybody. If one world, you know, one guy or one music director or one singer can't take it all. You know, people want to hear different sound, different kind of material out there, man.
Do you feel like working with Shinda and working with more classically trained producers to now working with, and it's not a bad thing at all, but working with maybe less skilled producers, do you feel like the creativity is there and you have more options, more ways to go about the music? Or do you feel like the classically trained would, like, what's your you've seen everybody. I feel like back in the day, most of the producers who were producing were seriously classically trained.
So, I mean, it is different because, you know, obviously the game changes. You know, back in the days, how we used to work, we still kind of work that way. You know, got a song, compose it, do our homework at home, then go to the studio. You know, everybody, all the pieces are already made. You know, recorded on little whatever, you know, phone to ਘੱਟ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ tape ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ record ਕਰਕੇ, you know what I mean? Then we used to say like, okay, ਏਦਾਂ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ. But now what a lot of people do this. You know, I've seen like even Honey Singh, man. This is what he does. He's just like, ਆਜੋ ਭਾਜੀ ਆਪਾਂ studio ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ. We'll sit there and he'll just like, okay,
vibe it out.
Let's just make a beat. And you know, let's try to make it. So I look at Honey Singh, man. You know what I mean? So everybody got their own style of working. So I'm not dissing nobody. Classic training is different, but everybody got their own. Like a lot of people, like Richie Rich or people like that, they work at night, man. Like A.R. Rahman, you know, he only works at night. And where Shinda Baji only works daytime. वो सवेरे कहता 7 बजे चल जाओ, 5 बजे is free, right? Because he goes to bed early, man. So everybody got their own kind of zone, you know, where these some of the people wants to like at night. Ullu, man.
I think we're all including Harj.
Every night, so everybody got their own kind of zone. It's a zone, man. You know, however you feel comfortable. That's when you can only produce music. You can't really, you know, sometimes you can't really plan it. If you plan it too much, it doesn't work.
100%.
You don't want to force it.
You just got the beat, and it's like, okay, I could write something to that. You know, and that's how it works.
You know,
it could be just driving and new idea comes.
100%.
Well, it's all about inspiration, right? Where you find it. You could be sitting in a room here and say, the song comes to your head.
Even like I Am a Gadi Modke, the guy who wrote it, Kaddam Wala Jeet. Actually, his son was like 4 or 5 years old. He was playing with a car. like, gaddi mod gaya. He was just doing that.
Wow.
Like a little kid.
Wow.
And he's like, wow, that's a line.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
That's an amazing story.
A little kid, gaddi mod ke, whatever he was doing. And his dad wrote a song.
That's amazing. You speak about working with these new artists and you enjoy working with them. How do you, like, well, they mentioned that, when you get in the studio, everybody has their own way of working. Apna DJ M is a huge fan of yours. He was actually trying to get one of his vinyl records shipped out here so that you could sign it today.
It didn't happen.
He's always
should have told me, man. I would have brought it, man.
I ordered the Folk and Funky 2 vinyl all the way from England, and that's like when we found out we got you on the show, I was like, yo, Mom, can I get this here? She's like, it's not gonna happen. No, man. We found out today that it was happening last night. I'm like, with the time difference, everything, it just doesn't work out.
That's okay. Should have.
But
I'll give a copy to Harj.
Appreciate that.
He always mentions how you're able to bridge that gap, and no matter who you jump on a track with, it could be a young artist, it could be an old one. You find that happy medium of making that track that everybody can still listen to and still please your fan base at the same time. How do you find that? Is it up to you? Do you leave it to the producer?
Yeah, because see, if I'm working with a new guy, why am I working with him? Because I like his style.
Yeah.
If मैं फिर ये करूँगा, oh no, change this. I don't think it won't work. Like when I work with Honey Singh, I was, you working with me because of my style. I'm working with you because I like your beat, man.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say, "Oh, the best keep out the then it's just me, man.
Yeah.
So I said, you do, I'll sing. Simple as that.
That's it.
There's two people collaborating. Yeah, I'll have my inputs in it.
Yeah.
But I won't say like, oh, change kar de itte tabla pa de itte aa kar de. Nah. I think the only reason I work with different people is because I like their style. That's the only way I'm gonna get away from what I've been producing.
I mean, a huge example is that we were lucky enough.
I'm sorry, but that doesn't mean it's always going to work.
No,
definitely.
But I'm a risk taker, you know what I mean? And I think life is a risk. So
I mean, that's what got you here, taking those risks, those crazy hairstyles and those wicked songs and bridging those kind of hip hop and Western music and punk music. And what you're known for, that's what Jazzy B is. And
you moved with the times. It wasn't like you're stuck in that, still playing your old songs, Hits are still coming out. You're adapting to each generation. So that's big,
That's what I try to do, man. You know what I mean? I cater my music to like a 2-year or 6-month baby as well, man. You know what I mean? That's the future. That's the future. You know what I mean? That's the future. At least they're learning Punjabi somehow.
That's it.
We had the honor of actually coming and viewing your music video you were shooting for the past 3 days, and we saw. First of all, anybody who thinks that these guys in the industry don't work hard, it's freezing in BC right now.
It
is cold.
Ask my friends from California, George and Jay. They felt the cold, man.
And these guys were outside. Like, I'm sure that they could find it in the budget to do all this indoor, but they wanted the look and whatever they had in their mind for what they wanted for the video. And you guys were outside, addi raat no, shooting the whole thing. Amazing to see that work ethic. But we got to shout out our boy Fateh, who's from our city as well.
Man. Fateh, he's a big fan, man. This is actually, this is the first time we shot a video together. Even though he's on my few tracks for the film tracks and all that. But I'm glad he came, man. Cause
amazing song produced by our own Harj Nagra from Surrey BC as well. Tell us how that got together. Like, whose idea was that? Who reached out? And that was all Harj?
Harj the idea ਸੀਗਾ ਤੇ ਗੁਰਸੇਵਕ ਢਿੱਲੋਂ ਉਹਦਾ ਗੀਤ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ. Right, so and ਇਹਨੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸੁਣਾਇਆ was it's different.
It sounds so dope. The way that you change your flow on it, and you almost like it's almost like you're a rapper yourself on that track,
because usually mine are like high pitch and stuff like that. This is kind of different for me as well. So I think hopefully people like it. They're gonna yaar the awaaz hi nahi nikaldi hai.
They're gonna love it, man.
Again, just how you mentioned how you're adapting to the producer. So Harj brought you this idea, and he told you like, look, this is what's in right now, and he's a producer of today, right? And then he's like, look, this is what we want to do.
And we changed that track like I think 4 or 5 times. Like I dubbed it, then I went back. I goes, you know what? He goes, it's not working, Paji. Let's do something else. Then we got the writer to add more lines, more different flow to it.
Nice.
Then I redubbed it and all that. So it's all.
Amazing. That's coming out soon, so hopefully everybody can hear. We take forever to edit these podcasts, so hopefully by the time it's done,
this one will be done. This one will be done tomorrow.
Here's our editor right there. He'll have it done.
I want to talk about branding. You're a legend in branding itself, and you're a pioneer in what you've done in the industry. It's I've heard you say it before. Like you've been able to set yourself apart from the trends. Like when you were coming up and you were becoming a singer, guys like Manmohan Waris and all these guys that were singing, they had a certain look to them. They would wear the korte and the whole, traditional singing outfit. What made you want to say that, hey, I'm going to wear these Western clothes, I'm going to have the funky hairstyle, I'm going to do this because that's what I want to go do?
Obviously, I grew up listening to Ustaad Kuldip Manak, obviously folk. And so the आवाज तो ही है देसी बिल्कुल but obviously I grew up in Canada listening to guys like Eazy-E, man, NWA. There was a phase of Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, all that, you know what I mean? Crazy. I've been through all that, but I hung around with a lot of Chinese, man, as well. A lot of Filipino guys were my friends, and that's what we used to do in school: try different styles and do wacky hairdos and all that. That was me. That's how I felt comfortable. But that doesn't mean like school aapa Punjabi bolte hunde si. Still do. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean I'm a less Punjabi because I didn't wear a kurta or whatever. But inside, wo aapa desi hain. But obviously, that's how I felt comfortable, man.
But do you feel like that helped you, like, stand out while you were out there? Like, because you were comfortable, but you were different from everyone else.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, not that I planned it because I was going to become a singer. But, yeah, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ help ਵੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ. But then there was a lot of people, like, dissing me, too.
That's a good thing.
I think they still do that, like, 25 years later. Oh, jaloos ki kadya. I was, yalla maal ke jaloos kad rakhe bhai. It's a good thing, you know what I mean? So, but that's the one thing believe in yourself. There's a lot of kids out there getting bullied. Even in back in the days, people used to get bullied. But you got to believe in yourself. Ustaad ji sade kende hunde si, try to take this little thing and keep them. You used to say, bande nu apne aap te maan hona chahida. Gaman nahi. Hai maan. He goes, tu sala je apne te maan nahi karega, tera keda kanjar maan karuga tere pe. That's the way he used to say. I goes, you have to believe in yourself. If you only believe in yourself, that's when people believe you. Otherwise, they ain't gonna believe you, man.
It's true, man. You gotta be a leader in the follow, right?
That's it. So I always been that. I always believed in myself that if I'm walking on the street, there's 10 people or 20 people, they should like, acha, ye kaun hai? And I think I did that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've heard you say before that when you used to get up on stage, whether it was in India or the UK, people would be like, Punjabi bhi honi, bolni bhi hondi hai. Like, then all of a sudden...
That's the first time I performed actually in England, man. It was the biggest thing. Asian Music Pop Awards. Amarjit Sidhu used to do that. Like, all the stars were there, man. Like, Apache Indian, Mukesh Singh, A.S. Kong, you name it, Apna Sangeet. Bali Sagu, everybody, man. And here's this kid from Surrey with baggy jeans, wacky hairdo, man, all the jewelry and all that. I'm walking around, everybody's like looking at me, man. Went on stage, right? It was Shinda Baji on the keyboards, Ambi on the dole, and the Jogger on the bass, and one other guy on the dole. That's it. I only had like time to perform one song, and people were looking at me like, there was like DJ playing and people dancing. When I went on stage, everybody's like, ek kaun aa gaya, ek hi karuga, right? And when I sang, like obviously desi awaaz, people just went crazy. And I performed London on Patola, wasn't even recorded. That's how I used to work there back in the days.
Oh, wow.
Right, I'm talking about 94, and that wasn't even out until 95. So I sang Cookie and the Jordan London Patola. And next day, people were just calling my toll player, who was my manager now, Ambi. And that's it, man. Everybody wanted to know.
Wow.
That's amazing that you had somebody from way back that's still a part of your camp, that you guys are still working together. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, still, man. Still awesome the same team, man.
Well, what was that feeling like when you get up on stage? Obviously, you like to sing, but you had never performed live before much other than what you've done in Surrey,
local,
right?
Local.
And then, like, take us back to the feeling of getting up on stage and grabbing that mic and being able to sing when you're following the acts of the guys that you're saying that were
it was like, man. It was that kind of feel. I always had a confidence. I was never shy about it. But it was like, wow, I'm performing in front of all the stars, man. Obviously, una di show hunde si itte Canada vich ohi dekhਣ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ. And now I'm performing with them on the same stage.
What a feeling.
So it was the feeling, man. And I remember Apache Indian came up to me and goes, kid, you're good, man. Keep that up. So I told them when we recorded, they looked at together. I still remember those words when you told me that.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I mean?
That's amazing, man. I mean, Jazzy, you've been fortunate enough to see 3 different generations of the industry. You've seen it all. I mean, as you basically, I mean, if we want to set a timeline to it, you saw vinyl, you saw cassettes, you saw CDs, you saw MP3s, and now we're in the streaming world. I mean, during all those changes in the industry, what's been, will you feel like a constant for you throughout the industry, even though you've seen so much change in the music industry with all these different things?
Yeah, you know what? I think I like the old, man, the old kind of vinyls and the cassette. I remember Cookie and the Joda came out, it was only cassette.
Yeah.
Right, but when the Folk and Funky was going to come out, 95, and the CD was introduced then.
Yeah.
And we were so excited, like, oh, ek navi cheez aayi hai, gaana dikhona nahi penda. You know, it's like things like that, man. It was like, wow, you know, it's on a CD.
Yeah.
But I think the CD went too quick. You know, the CD was only lasted years.
After it started scratching and the music was skipping on it.
You know what I mean? On all that. I think, well, it's a good... Badhiya bhi hai, you know, all this everybody could see it like within seconds, what I'm up to, whatever. But I think the old days, I still loving those, man.
Yeah.
Oh, badhiya hunde si, because I remember going to a shop. I remember when my first album was released, Cookie and the Joda. It was released in Toronto, the Tillon video store. Right? So, and I still remember that, man. All the kids, the youngsters, they were lined up to take to buy the CD, the cassette, and take my autograph. Those were good old days, man. It's kind of like, but now when iTunes te aa gaya, theek hai, ek kya, you know, we used to put a lot of effort into it, like making the whole inlay cards, you know, taking different pictures and write up, you know, thanking all your friends and all that, you know, they're telling stories. I kind of miss those.
It's you put your heart and soul into that product, right?
Yeah.
And you put it together as a perfect package and you present it so people can, I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that have things like that, like this guy right here.
Yeah. My family, like we used to own a video store back in Toronto, Western Video back in the day. And so I remember there, like people used to come line up for tapes, CDs, like, oh, Jazzy Kadwani, you know, like that. Even when Sammy's like my uncle, Sarbjeet's my uncle. Yeah. I actually remember meeting you for the first time at Sarbjeet's wedding.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I remember that. You were, I just remember you entering with them, throwing flowers and stuff. I'm a little kid. I was probably like 7, 8 years old. And me and my cousin were like, yo, let's go dance with them. And you were cool, man. You're just dancing with us, you know? And like, that's the first memory I ever have.
Oh,
you
wow.
know?
That's crazy.
It's probably like 95, 96.
Yeah, I still remember that.
Well, that just like you said, I mean, it was the feeling of, for us, we grew up in that blockbuster age. The movie blockbuster, you know, that was the whole thing. And like with music, it was the same thing. Jazzy's tapes coming out, you run to the store, you go get it.
Yeah, you get it, and people used to like collect it. My nephew was like maybe 3 or 4 then. Fit Nation got pita. He'll sit in somebody's car if they're playing my music. He'll like take my chacha's tape out, man. That's mine. So he used to put it under his pillows and all that. You know, things like that. You know, people relate to that. But now everything's online and all that, man. So I kind of miss that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's something tangible. It's something you get to hold and keep.
You know,
Even with him, like we had your whole album, but this guy wants the vinyl, you know? He wants
that's
a
what I
physical
mean.
thing.
I got you, brother. I got you.
I called him. I said, do you guys have the Jazzy B vinyl? Because it's out of stock on the website. They go, yo, we have 2 left. Like, yo, send me it right now.
Yeah, we didn't know it was going to sell that much. You know what I mean? So, but we'll make some more of it, actually. Oh, man.
I got a fun fact to Jazzy B. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you have 1 out of the 2 only Hummers in all of India. Is this true?
I think so. I was the first one to take it anyways. You
were actually the reason that the Hummer trend started. And I mean, I got a complaint actually because I couldn't find parking in Brampton for a couple of years. There were so many Hummers all over the place.
Yeah, I remember that when the song was being written, it was Uncle Ji ne likha thi, Jandu Uncle ne. He actually wrote Safari, right? Because Safari are very and then I told Uncle Jago that nama apa likhna idea Hummer likhna. He goes, oh, ki hunda hammer. Either hammer. I go, nahi hammer nahi hai. Hummer hai, right? I go likh do to. Then he wrote it, and my friend Sabbi, Kunder Talok's brother, he actually bought a Hummer just for that song to shoot a video. And we actually took a drive. We had a show in Oliver, wedding show. So that was the first time we rode in a Hummer. and that track was recorded.
Has Hummer ever reached out to you, like as a sponsorship or something like that?
ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਵਿੱਚ who knows, maybe somebody is bought it. No, ਆਪਾਂ Jazzy B ਦੇ ਹਾਂ.
It's actually a track we wanted to preview. Can we play that now so everybody knows what that was about and what kind of trend that actually set it?
Surma, man. Surma, yeah.
A banger still gets played at every party.
Every free party. You can't go without a party without doing it.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
ਯਾਰ ਵੇਲੀ ਬਨ ਬਨ ਟੋਲੀਆਂ ਰਹਿਣ ਬੋਤਲਾਂ ਮਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੋਲੀਆਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਮੋਢੇ ਤੇ ਬੰਦੂਕ ਪਾਉਂਦੀ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਕਾਲਾ ਕੁੜਤਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲੀ ਮੋਢੇ ਜੱਟ ਦੇ ਕਾਲਾ ਕੁੜਤਾ ਹਾਂ ਕੁੜਤਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲੀ ਮੋਢੇ ਜੱਟ ਦੇ ਗਲ ਚਿੱਤ ਵੀ ਤੀੜੀਆਂ ਤੇੜ ਚਾਦਰਾ ਚਾਦਰਾ ਬਦਾਮੀ ਸੁਣ ਲੈ ਲਕਾਰਾ ਜੱਟ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਦਿਲ ਧੜਕੇ ਸੁਣ ਲੈ ਲਕਾਰਾ ਜੱਟ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਦਿਲ ਧੜਕੇ ਸੁਣ ਲੈ ਲਕਾਰਾ ਜੱਟ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਦਿਲ ਧੜਕੇ ਓ ਯਾਰ ਵੇਲੀ ਬਨ ਬਨ ਟੋਲੀਆਂ ਰਹਿਣ ਬੋਤਲਾਂ ਹਮਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੋਲੀਆਂ ਓ ਮੇਰੇ ਮੋਢੇ ਤੇ ਬੰਦੂਕ ਪਾਉਂਦੀ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਮਾਰੇ ਕੱਲੇ ਨੇ ਮੈਦਾਨ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਜੰਮ ਪਿਆ ਸੂਰਮਾ ਓ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਜੰਮ ਪਿਆ ਸੂਰਮਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਜੱਟ ਦੀ ਜਨਤ ਨੂੰ ਰੋਕੇ ਓ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਜੰਮ ਪਿਆ ਸੂਰਮਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਜੱਟ ਦੀ ਜਨਤ ਨੂੰ ਰੋਕੇ ਜੰਮ ਪਿਆ ਸੂਰਮਾ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਜੰਮ ਪਿਆ ਸੂਰਮਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਜੱਟ ਦੀ ਜਨਤ ਨੂੰ ਰੋਕੇ ਓ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਜੰਮ ਪਿਆ ਸੂਰਮਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਜੱਟ ਦੀ ਜਨਤ ਨੂੰ ਰੋਕੇ ਜੰਮ ਪਿਆ ਸੂਰਮਾ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਜੰਮ ਪਿਆ ਸੂਰਮਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਜੱਟ ਦੀ ਜਨਤ ਨੂੰ ਰੋਕੇ ਓ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਜੰਮ ਪਿਆ ਸੂਰਮਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਜੱਟ ਦੀ ਜਨਤ ਨੂੰ ਰੋਕੇ ਜੰਮ ਪਿਆ ਸੂਰਮਾ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਜੰਮ ਪਿਆ ਸੂਰਮਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਜੱਟ ਦੀ ਜਨਤ ਨੂੰ ਰੋਕੇ ਓ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਜੰਮ
Wow, legendary track by a legendary man. Everybody make some noise for that track in here, man. Shout out Jazzy B for that track. Jazzy B, you speak about that track and being out in England. So you actually live out in England, in Birmingham, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Birmingham, man. When obviously met Shinda Baji first time, then, things got serious.
Yeah.
He said, Jay, hun tum serious hona hi hai. You have to come to England. Because that was the hub back in the days, man.
Yeah.
Everything was recorded there. ਇੱਥੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ I think ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਨੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਹੁੰਦੇ so England was kind of like so Shinda Baji goes if you serious about it you gotta come here so it was kind of hard man leaving kind of Canada Surrey leaving my parents my brothers sisters everybody just picking up a bag and that's it packed up my bag and left.
And you're a big outspoken fan of Liverpool FC as well.
Yeah, Liverpool. Yeah, all my friends, man, from there, they used to do it. Man, you money is wasted, man.
You guys own the 70s. You guys own the 70s.
नहीं साढ़े दा ठीक है जी ना पैसे वाले खर्चे आ ते we'll still be there.
That's it. Yeah. So I mean, being out there, you obviously Shinda said you need to come out here to further your career. What kind of influence did you get out in the UK that you didn't have out here?
I think, well, obviously you got a lot of experience from it, because I was used to Shinda Baji's brother, Moore Nimana. He used to have a group, Nimana group. He's obviously passed away. So I used to go with him. Shinda Baji used to go as a keyboard player. I used to go with him as a back vocalist. Fir ek do gaane bhi vich ga dane.
Nice.
You get the experience. So I got a lot of experience from there. Then obviously the career took off. So, it's something you learn every day, man. Even like 25 years later, I still learn something every time on stage. So, that was the only reason I went to England and made it, man. Sometimes I think you have to leave.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of go out of Surrey to become Jazzy B, I guess.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, another thing with England, like back when you went, you could do shows every weekend and get up and down the country from London to Leicester within hours. The thing with Canada, we didn't have that, like pre-made, but you couldn't go from here to Toronto in just a day or go to a show and come back, right?
No, मेरा ख्याल है ये गल नहीं है कि I think we're just cheap, man. No, it's true. It's true. I'm saying from my own experience. I'm Canadian, man. अब साडा band होता था कि we used to be like 10 or 12 people in the band, right? इतने book कर लो मुंडे अच्छा कितने पैसे? We only used to charge like $1,000, right? तो 12 दा बंदे हैं, right? उन्हें कहना 800 ले लो. Really? Okay. So I guess,
I don't think that's changed at all.
Still haven't changed. And plus, I think England was always like that, like India. On a wedding, you have to have a singer, otherwise, like so and that tradition kind of continues. So it doesn't matter. You got a budget for a better hall over there, or bigger screen. They'd rather get a singer. Which is good. So I think over here still like DJ कर लो ठीक है. सारे ला लाने ਆਪਾਂ. जितना मर्जी गाना ला लो.
I had a question based on you were saying being on stage. And you're always constantly learning. What do you think you took the most from the early years of being on stage, learning how to do shows? What was like the one thing you were like, you know what, I got to do this better, or I got to do that better, or I got to be better at this? What was something that you think you took?
It's like obviously you learn every day. Like I said, experience of. I try to get like people involved who I'm performing for.
Yeah.
Maybe back in the days I used to didn't talk that much to the people. I was just like rather sing and dance. That's it.
Yeah.
Didn't talk to people. But now what I'll like get people involved. If the kids there, teach them a little bit. Tell them like when I sing Ma Hundi Hai Ma song, I tell the story about Ustaad ji, and how I was how we all are. We kind of like disrespect our parents when we're teenagers. I think every teenager does that. So I kind of like tell that story in a good way on stage. So I think I try to connect with people and try to teach them a little bit and make them dance as well. You know what I mean? So
that's awesome.
I like that.
Jazzy, I always say that I compare your career to like a legendary rapper, Tupac, rest in peace, because he used to be a backup dancer for a big hip-hop artist back in the 90s. you also started your career being a backup dancer for Johnny Z, I believe it was, right?
Yeah, well, it was once, but yeah.
Oh, that was okay.
But I still remember that, though.
Was that a significant moment in your career, just that opportunity, or how did that come about, or how did that happen?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, I want to be on stage. It doesn't matter how, you know, whether you're doing back vocals or, you know, singing. So, yeah, for me, obviously, Johnny Z, man, he was a star that, you know, that hit the deck. It was the biggest album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had a chance, and that's it. So it was a kind of break for me as well.
Yeah.
You know, because of that, I met so many people, you know.
And obviously the story speaks for itself. 11 albums later, like 11 albums. Take that in, man. Like that's insane. You've released 11 of them. The first one was in 1993, Kuldip Manak.
Yeah.
Tell us about that title track or the name. How'd you guys come up with that, and how'd that whole album come together?
Well, see, we didn't have any songs. I used to just sing Ustaad Ji's song. So Tralok Singh Khooner, obviously my boss, he knew Sevilla brothers. You know, Swan Sevilla, the guy who is from India, is very popular, wrote for Sardul Paji, for Chimkilas and all that. So he got me the songs, and I think it's about 12 songs he got, but we chose like 3 or 4 out of that. And the Kukian, when we recorded the whole album, obviously it was recorded at Fiasco Brothers in the New West. Shinda Paji did all the percussion, and Santar did all the music. But Shinda Paji liked that song, and he goes, let me reproduce that. So he went back to England. He reproduced it like England style. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹ ਸੀ ਦੇਸੀ ਜਿਹਾ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਹਨਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਦੇਸੀ ਪੂਰਾ ਦੇਸੀ and he kind of like ਨਹੀਂ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਬਣਾਉਣੇ ਆਪਾਂ DJ ਤੇ ਚੱਲਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ. So he kind of like reproduced that, and that's it, man. That song kind of like
it blew up.
Yeah, that blew up. You know what I mean? It used to be like kind of like weird, like going to a reception party, and they'll play the Cookie and the Joda, be like standing in a corner or whatever, like, hey, that's my track, man. That's my track. So you know, yeah, that's how. That's
amazing, man. I also read somewhere that you used to sing along with Pinda Jat. Either he used to do back vocals for you, vice versa. How did that relationship start? Because I've noticed that you guys had a very similar style coming up, similar look, similar style of singing. We were just watching a clip earlier, and we were like, wow, like the similarities are amazing. Like how did that all come
about? So same way, ਉਹਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੱਡਾ brother ਹੈ ਪਿੰਡੇ ਜੱਟ ਦਾ Casey Kaser, he was a friend of mine. So he actually Kaser was there when we called Hira Group for our dinner at the house. So that's when Kaser told me, he goes, oh, my brother sings too. I was that's awesome. That's how we connected. So obviously I went down to California to record, and that's how I met Pinda Jat there. Then obviously we connected and became friends. And I said the same thing. I go to England. Well, Shinda Paji told me.
Well, you passed the knowledge on.
Yeah, why not, man? You know,
there was a formula that worked, and that was the way to go,
So
right?
we used to live together. ਉੱਥੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ 4-5. You know, Pinda Jat, me, and other 3-4 other guys. You know, we used to cook our own food, and ਉੱਥੇ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਕੋਈ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ. You know, but those were good struggling days. You know, cook your own food and you know, washing up and everything, man. So, and that's how we became friends. And then we, you know, he started with me on stage doing back vocals. Just like when I used to take a break, he used to sing a couple of tracks as well. So that's when his career recorded his first single with Shinda Paji. You know, Lare Lare Lare. I think that was
big track. Big track.
So let's fast forward a little bit to 2000. So that was your first introduction to the film industry. You were in Shaheed Udham Singh, legendary movie as well. What made you want to make that transition, and how did that opportunity
Well,
come
actually,
about?
the producer, Iqbal Tillo, he was in England, and he wanted Shinda Paji to do the music. And obviously, I was the closest artist for Shinda Paji, and he goes, oh, aapa gana bhi karte hain, fir tera bhi vich karte hain. Yeah, so that's how that song became, and then they obviously wanted me to feature in the video as well, in the film. Yeah, so that's when I met Raj Babbarji the first time as well, man. I actually tied a chadra on him, man.
No way.
Yeah, because he actually like, because the way I tie my chadra is Ustaad ji ne dasya mainu kidda banida, right? So a lot of people have different style of it, and he goes, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੂੰ ਬੰਦਾ ਯਾਰ ਇਦਾਂ ਵਧੀਆ ਖੁੱਲਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗਦਾ idea ਨਹੀਂ. So I told him, and I taught him how to tie it.
I remember watching that movie with my family on theaters. Like back then, Punjabi movies really weren't on theaters. They weren't like really there. But my parents were, I didn't even want to go. Parents were like, you have to go, you know, like, you got to watch something. And right at the beginning, you see, I'm like, oh, Jazzy's in it, you know, like right
the opening scene of the movie, just
that's it.
White bug and white.
All white. They wanted that obviously old
look,
style. So
And I mean, a good movie to kind of. I mean, back then I didn't know much about the stories that were told in that movie. And for even us just to watch it and learn what was happening in those times, it was an amazing thing.
I think a lot of even Ustaad's songs. That's how I mostly learned everything because one of the kisse hunde sige stories, you know, and one song will tell a story. You know, it's like rap. You know how rap music is now?
Yeah.
You know, back jadiyan log gatha movie rap angui because it tells a story, the whole story. The song is like 6 minutes long.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like we hona nahi 3 minutes karna. No, they didn't care. You know, because they had to tell the whole story. That's what's a beautiful thing about it. I learned a lot of history from those songs as well, man. You know.
And so, I mean, with that and getting that experience in the film industry, did that make you want to do more movies? Do you enjoy?
Not really. I just loved singing. I never even thought about it. Even when I was signed to Tips, you know, when I did my album, Surma, that's what they called it in India, Staying Real. They offered me. Actually, they sent a contract to sign like 3 films.
Oh yeah,
right. And I was like, no, I don't want to do movies, man. No, I was like, it's just one of those things. I didn't want to do it. I was happy with my career. I wanted to sing live, go on stage, and, you know, perform in front of people. I still actually got that contract, man. I'm like, damn, should have signed it.
Just sitting there, the drawer. You look at everything.
You speak about hip hop. You've actually done what we call, you've crossed over into hip hop. You've done a song with Snoop Dogg and Mr. Capone. I mean, that's a huge deal as well, to work with legends in that industry. How did an opportunity like that fall in your lap and say that, okay, I'm going to do a song with Snoop Dogg now?
Yeah, well, you know, the guy he's from England, Jay Mins, he's the one who locked everything up. Chamkar Munda, he's the drummer with me. They had connection with him, and that's how it became. And I've always been, you know, obviously influenced by hip hop, man. You know, grew up this stuff. Like, why not? Let's do it. It's just it's another task, man. You know, so I'm trying to do another things as well. So hopefully. Works through
it. Drake ne phone
Drake Harj Nagra.
That's it. I want to speak about something. I mean, you've had a lot of ups and downs.
We actually even mentioned Drake in this too. Fateh goes Drake nu bhi saah len de.
He's doing big things. Shout out Drake as well.
Six God.
Man.
So Jazzy, in your career, you've had a lot of ups and downs, obviously, and that's made you who you are. I read about an interesting experience that you had where you had an actual accident on one of your movie scenes, and you said that it was a near-death experience in the sense that you felt like your body had actually left. Can you take us back to that and explain what happened and what was that all about?
Yeah, it was Romeo Ranja with Gary Sandhu and me, and obviously the first day we just kind of went to see what the scene was, and obviously on the jet skis. Gary's on his and I'm on mine. And that day we didn't even have life jackets, man. Oh, wow. So imagine if we went down that day, it'd be done, man. But the second day I was actually a shoot, but the life jacket was in the bag. But obviously when I was sitting there, I was the one who was driving, and Gary kind of like, I wasn't even driving yet, just sitting there, and Gary kind of went like that and lost the balance and. It flipped, and there was a guy who was making it behind the scene, and he's like, boat gaya, right? And I was like, okay, boat gaya. So they thought there was a boat going by, right? Boat gaya. I was like, oh man, me and Gary just went down all the way. It was just like the feeling was for like, okay, apangai. It was horrible. Yeah, we kind of like swam through it, but yeah, it was horrible, man. It was like kind of life. Yeah, and that kind of flashing right in front of your eyes.
You guys were on like a boat or like a sea-doo?
Jet ski.
Those jet skis.
JJ,
that same thing happened to JJ.
The exact same experience. When we went, I was in Bahamas, took a jet ski, drove straight out into the ocean. I was like, screw it, I can't swim. Screw it, I'll go right over.
Me neither, man.
To the point where the jet ski just flipped, and I was like, I'm dead. No one can literally see me right now.
It's scary, man. It's horrible, man.
I mean, how does an experience like that change the way that you think or the way you move, or like, did it change in any way?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think you appreciate things more. Like, don't take life for granted, man. You know, life is a risk.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you're like, oh, ਆਪਾਂ plan ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਰਨਾ ਉਹ ਕਰਨਾ. You know, I think by doing that, by planning the future, we kind of ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਉਹ ਆਪਾਂ then enjoy ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ. So that's what I tell people, man. Just enjoy the moment. You know, you got it. Just enjoy that. Yeah. Because you don't know it's gonna come back again or not. You know, ਆਪਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਉਹ ਸਾਲ ਨੂੰ ਏਦਾਂ ਕਰਨਾ 2 ਸਾਲ. Yeah, it's good to do that, but don't do it. Don't overdo it that you don't enjoy the.
It's kind of like the cell phone theory, right? When we go to see something beautiful nowadays, we forget to actually take in what we're looking at. We pull our phone, photo, right? But like you take that photo and you walk away. You don't even know what you saw, and who's gonna go back and look at the picture after too, right? So I mean, it's a very valuable lesson for us and our listeners to listen to, in the sense that when you get something that's happening for you, like what's happening right here,
just appreciate, man. Just appreciate life. Simple as that.
Live in the moment.
But ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਲਾਈਫ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ, ਮਾਲਕ ਨੇ ਲਾਈਫ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਇਆ, just appreciate yourself as well, man. You know, ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਉਹ ਫਲਾਨਾ ਬੰਦਾ, I want to be like him, or I want to, you know, ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਆ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂਗਾ. This is what our problem is. We're never satisfied. You know, and just try to be happy, man. That's what I try to, like, whatever. I get that from my dad. You know, he's no more, but he taught me that. You know, he went through so much, you know, heart surgery, stroke, and all that, but he was still a smiling man. You know, he was always happy, and you know,
enjoy life.
Yeah, enjoy life. And my brother does that too, man. He's 24/7. He's on it, man. Always laughing.
Your brother?
Yeah, man.
I watch your Snapchats all the time, man. I've been telling these guys, I hope he brings his brother with him. I want to meet his mother. He's so funny. He's on to the mircha. He's ready to go.
That's 24/7, man. And I think that's good, man. That's good.
Let's fast forward over to 2017 now. So Folk and Funky 2 just released. Huge album. Absolutely insane what you guys did on this album. Tell me about the break in between there. So you had about 6 years you didn't release an album. You were releasing singles still, so you're still active in the music. But what was that mentality like when you get back in the studio and you say, okay, hun album banoni? Like, what are you thinking, and what's that process?
Well, obviously the planning was there already. I mean, you know, we've been talking about Shinda Bhajiya goes, you know, this is the album. Obviously, to compare with Folk and Funky, it's a huge thing, man. The title itself. You know, we can't disappoint. We had to try our best, you know? So we had to kind of get that kind of sound, you know, ਉਦਾਂ ਦੇ sound ਵੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ, ਗਾਣੇ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ vocabulary ਆ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਬਹੁਤ change ਹੋ ਗਈ ਆ, you know? So we had to kind of like go through that as well. ਵੀ 4-5 ਗਾਣੇ ਉਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਆ. Then we obviously want to make it up to date as well. You know, so we had, oh man, we went through like thousands of songs. You know, thousands of songs every day. I'll be like, whatever, messaging Shinda, but suno. Nah, ye nahi vadiya, you know what I mean? Even like until the last minute, we got everything. There's like, I think 15 track we recorded, but out of that, we wanted to put 12 on. But then there was still something missing, you know. Sare nu sunaya, friend and they goes, oh, you know, you guys are missing that Nag. There's no Nag on it. You need that.
Nag there.
Yeah, so and the thing is,
that's what I like, that you guys brought that guy back.
Yeah, so Balbir Boparai, but he gave me that track actually when we had a tour here. But sometimes, you know, kind of like you kind of skip it, and it was actually in my manager's phone. He goes, "Bhai, yaar gana dekho kidna yaar." And we were driving, and I called Shinda Bhaji. I goes, "Ah, gana appa karte hain." He goes, "Where are you?" I goes, "I'm going to Bombay." He goes, "If Bombay, to sidha England hi aa ja." Right, so I took a flight to England, and we recorded Nag, the third last. So things like that. So we did our homework, but we weren't really happy with it. You know, didn't want to miss anything out. So
100%.
That's it. And even with the video, Gifty, you know, we created that kind of style.
Amazing
sets. You know, same style, same hair.
It was a fun
even that shirt. You know, the red shirt I'm wearing. It's the same shirt that I wore in London Prola first.
You still had it?
Yeah, I still have it. I still have it. It's still in India. So many people wore it. Like my friend Goga thought he was. He was. it's kind of funny because I was only 120 pounds back in the days.
It was huge.
Like skinny, and it was like big, man. And now I'm like, what the hell I was wearing, man? I had to stitch it in and all that, whatever, man. But, you know, it's like that stai hunda thi. I used to wear like 34 pounds, man. Belt naal hi khaddi hi.
So you said that you guys are trying to find that old school sound. DJ M actually mentioned, you want to tell the story?
I've been following that album, Folk and Funky, since like it first announced. Even like, I think the first rumor was London Upload 2, they were going to make a remake of it. And I was super hyped. I was like, yo, they're gonna kill this. And I was super like hyped with the whole album and the sound and the way you guys did everything. And one thing I really liked, I remember seeing it on, I think, maybe your Instagram or Shinda's Instagram. Might have even been Facebook, but I remember you guys are at Planet Studios. Yeah. You guys are in the studio, and Shinda had the old school keyboard out. And you guys got the same sounds. And everything was done just like it was done when you guys did Folk and Funky, the first one. And I love that. And even listening to it on vinyl, I have the iTunes version of it. It sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I had to be there. We had to be there together to create that sound, because what happens now is I'm in India, Shindar is in England, you know, I dub my song or whatever, I send it to him, and that I think that thing doesn't work.
Chemistry's not there.
The chemistry's not there, so I had to be there. I made sure I was when then I had to take my days off, whatever, and we actually recorded the whole album together. Every day we used to go like, Paji's an early bird, man. I'm like, oh shit, like whatever, you know. But it's recording actually there, everything playing live. You know, it's like influenced together. Like, you know, they used to play like different pieces. Like, you know, the art he can. I'm like, no, man, let's try a different thing. So the whole album was recorded like that. And that's when you get that sound.
I mean, JJ pointed it out when we first listened to the album about 4 or 5 months ago when it came out. And JJ pointed out that, you know what, even the mixing, the way everything's mixed, and the way everything sounds, the bass, the kick, everything, it has that old school sound, but it's just as loud as music today would be.
Yeah, and about Shinda Baji, like when he's in the studio, like he's so professional, it doesn't matter. If you like, I'll be sweating in there, whatever, I'm there 4 hours, 5 hours in the booth. He doesn't believe in like, you know, I thought computer laptop to main kar dana ja thoda ja pitch kar dana na. He goes, until you hit that note, you ain't coming out. So and obviously it works. You know, he
makes you a better artist.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, people are going to listen over and over again. So thank you.
That's amazing, man. Amazing album. And if you haven't heard it, you haven't downloaded it, make sure you go grab that album, give that a listen, because it is legendary. So people need to hear that. Let me rewind about 6 years back from that. So 2011, an album, Maharaja. You've said that it's your favorite album of all time that you've made. Tell me why that album was so significant for you and what was different about that than your other albums that you put out.
Well, obviously, I think everybody knows because Ustaad ji, man. You know, like I said, from 4-year-old, just been there till now. And I had a chance to record a whole album with Ustaad ji. He was just like unbelievable. Even when he said yes, you know, he was like, Sachi? He goes, haan, to kar jitna karni hai.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
You know,
that response right there is
it was just
unreal.
like, and as you said, even when the song Sucha, I wanted to redo that, you know. That's one of my favorite tracks. I used to sing the Allah. He's like, haan, karde hain pa. I go to company da check.
I can't even imagine that.
You know,
feeling.
Like, company ki karugi. You know what I mean? That's Ustaad.
He's like, it's my song,
right? I just picture him sitting there. You're like sitting there. Like the way you say it, everything, it just sounds like Kuldip Manak is just. I just see. I'm like visual.
Yeah, you know when we actually recorded at a studio in Joy Athal studio in Ludhiana. Okay. Jadon Jawan hunde si Ustaad ji, his dad used to record him. Like when he was like 20, maybe 22, 23, whatever.
Really?
You know, can you imagine? And he actually, Uncle Ji came up to me. He goes, Pata nahi tere naal ki rishta hai. He goes, in the Jawani, he'd be only in the studio for 20 minutes at the top. If the Gana nahi bhi hoye, he would just leave. He goes, with you, he's here for 6 hours in this age. He goes, you know, there's some kind of connection. I goes, yeah, man, I'm blessed, you know. And the way we recorded, like he was like, "Sahi tu khosh hai na? Dekh la nahi apan dobara kar lene."
Wow.
You know, and it was like, you know, that connection, kind of like he treated me like his older son. Like, tu mera badda hote hain. Like, I remember when we used to like kare jana na Ustaad ji nu milna. I actually used to Canada to banda ring maar lo thodi ji, and he used to hate it. He goes, "Ki turn karda rahi na," right? Darwaje je lat maar ke aaya kar. You know, things like that. It was like it meant so much. He like treated me like his old, son, and we used to like sit there and talk. Even in the studio, we're recording. So many memories. He used to tell us how the first time they traveled, him and Dev Trikian wale Bapu ji. First time they didn't have money to travel to go see HMB to record a song, so they actually climbed up on the bus and like and went there.
Oh, went there.
So
okay.
yes, things like that, the struggles, all the stories he told me. Even when we were dubbing the songs, Yudhi was so scared of him, right? His dad, right? He goes, "Bhai, mainu ta gaana paini hai." Yudhi would say, "Dad, idda gao." "Acha, hun tu mainu dassega kidda gaana." Right? So Yudhi like, "Bhai, thodi sunde tusi dasso." Then I'll be like, "Ustaad ji, phir wo jehda udda geet gaya si na udda ga." Then he would get happy, right? Like, "Haan, idda theek hai." Yeah, so it was like
I love the fact that
the memory,
you've been able to bridge the gap. That's the one thing, because like everyone in older generation, my parents, I think everyone's parents, they've listened to Kuldip Manak forever. But I feel like the generation that's coming in right now, they're listening to the new guys. They're listening to you guys, and you're listening to everyone else who's out there. But because, and I don't think this is disrespect, I don't think, but like that whole co-signing, the fact that you were so close to Kuldip Manak, it made even someone like me, who I listen to Kuldip Manak all the time, but it made me appreciate him more, knowing that you appreciated him or that you connected with him. And I feel like a lot of the youth that are out there, when they see you loving Kuldip Manak with such a like kind of dad figure type situation,
definitely, man.
It gives him a whole nother level of respect. And I think that bridging the gap helps keep the culture alive, especially from that date, because that man has hundreds, if not thousands of songs.
It's unbelievable the way, he started his career and all. Like, just to hear the stories, I was blessed. I think I got like, seriously, I am. That was his last album. That was all last recording.
Yeah.
Even the track we put
That's
in
history right there.
Folk and Funky 2.
I was gonna ask
from
about that.
Maharajas. I recorded that. We still got some few more like tappes on that because I wanted to record all his. He got so many hits, man.
Yeah,
we could have gone for an hour, but you know what I mean. But it was unbelievable. It's still like flashbacks when sit there, and especially like Yudhi got sick. In that he went into coma while we recorded and all that.
While you guys were recording.
Yeah. So when he came out, we actually shot that video. When he came out, the Hukam video.
Yeah.
Right? Hukam mere nu talan wala. He actually came out of the coma, and that's why he was so weak and stuff. He didn't. But amazing thing is about music. He still remembers the song, man.
Wow.
He came, and I would like stand in front of the camera and start singing, then he'll follow it, and so even I remember when I wore that dress spicy dressed like Dullah. I walk in and Ustaad ji Shera aaj waqai Dullah lagda tu. Things like he was so happy just sitting there looking at me, riding the horse. He's like kamal karti, things like that, man. He was so like down to earth. But sach bolte si khode sige, but you might like it might pinch some people then, but there was always a message behind it.
I got to speak on that because I was at the video shoot with Fateh, and I mean, I was talking to Fateh, and then you were there, and you were like, Fateh's like, "Yo, did you get my double or whatever you wanted from Tim Hortons?"
Yeah,
and I was like, "No, man, I couldn't find a Tim Hortons on the way," and literally not even a second went by. He's like, "What are you're talking shit? There's Tim Hortons on every fucking corner." And I was like, "Oh shit, I just got ratted out."
It's true. Sometimes you gotta hear it though.
Yeah, you gotta hear it. It felt stupid. I was like, "Man, it's truth. It's true."
Yeah, I got that from Ustaad ji, man.
That's good, man.
That's amazing, man. Thank you for sharing those stories. We're definitely gonna listen to a track and add it in here so people can hear what you were talking about, and we'll get to that as well so we can hear those songs.
Let's listen to Hukam.
Hukam,
yeah, let's listen to Hukam for sure. Yeah.
मंगी
track right there. Thank you for letting us hear that with you and getting to experience that with Jazzy. Everybody make some noise for that track again, man. Rest in peace, Kuldip Manak. I mean, a legend in the game and such a big influence for all of us. Amazing,
for the
amazing
Punjabi industry in general.
Punjabi industry
and not only
Kuldip
Manak, you have the Manak also.
Yeah.
So God bless
man.
it, you know.
Yeah, he's getting better, man. Hopefully,
Glad
he recovers. We will record.
You know, talking on that point where you were saying that you were on stage, or sorry, you were at the music video shoot, and he remembered the lyrics.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a performance. I think we were watching it today, and he was on stage with him, and it was a tribute concert. I think you did.
We watched it today.
And all I remember is like I'm looking at Yudvir, and I'm watching you sing the song, and then watching his mouth, and he's lip syncing the entire song. I'm like,
even now, like
so
he knows, like even say we try to like play with them a little bit, kind of like we'll have a keyboard player or harmonium, jaan ke galt swar la, and then he'll like. Like he everything. You start a song from anywhere, he'll sing it.
That's sick. That's awesome.
But going back to Shinda Shinda, so obviously one of the best producers in the game. Obviously, Shinda got his recognition more, in my opinion, when he started singing, because then he was in front of the camera and he was recognized a lot more. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, but I mean, nowadays I'm noticing that the producers, guys like J Static, guys like Harj Nagra, they're starting to gain a fan base of their own now because they have their followers. People are getting more knowledge on who's making the music. I mean, to make a hit track, as you know, you need a great singer, but you need a good writer, you need a good producer.
It's a teamwork, man.
That together makes a sound. How do you feel about these producers finally getting that recognition? And the question is, when you were coming up, was there anybody that kind of got bypassed in the way where you remember, hey, this guy's really good, but maybe he just didn't see that he could make a career in music, so he kind of gave up, and you wanted to maybe see him go further than he did?
Yeah, there's a lot of people, man. Obviously starting, I think one of the guys that kind of stuck to me was Malkeet Paji's brother.
Yes.
Harwinder.
Wow.
He lives in Vancouver, right?
Like, they actually recorded that album together, Forever Gold. And, the vocal, obviously, even with when Ustaad had a show here, and he played the harmonium with them. So I really liked his vocal as well. I think a lot of people were looking, Bacha Uga, even in England, people were like, oh, really? Where's this guy? So I don't know what happened, but yeah, he was, I think he was a great, one of the, could have been great artist.
Yeah.
But like, see, local भी perform करते रहे हैं, काफी करते रहे हैं. Yeah. So that's one of the guys that kind of like could have made it.
It's great to see, just because I mean, these guys have such a passion for music. I see it all the time. I sit with them as they make their music, and it's nice to know that now they finally have the option to make a career out of it. They don't got to go drive a truck or work in an office 9 to 5 and then rush home to make their music. They're getting the opportunity to get in the studio and make it, and then make a living, obviously, off of it. How have you seen the industry change? Because you came from a time where you saw it all, where maybe just the singer got paid, the producers may have not got as much money. Now everybody, it seems like, is starting to making a living off the music.
Well, I think he's obviously definitely gone easier. Studio bhi cut hunde se, you only the people who had connection would actually get to record a song. Now, you could even do it on a laptop, man, whatever.
That's it,
You know what I mean? So it's gone easier, which is good. And obviously, there's still things going on. I think the writers or the singers, some of them are using people. They're not giving credit. And I strongly believe in that. Whoever the person is, either worked on it or wrote it or even wrote a single line on it or give an idea. Main to hi hunda na, a hook line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They should get a credit for it and whatever. I always believe in the whatever. Jinne bhi paise dene agle nu pehla do. And always been like that. But there's a lot of singers who actually take money from a writer. Sanu tu tera si gana record kar de, sanu inne paise de, which is.
Doesn't make sense.
It's totally wrong, and I know so many people who do that. Man.
It's a collaborative effort,
but that's what I like. Godin wrote your Mr. Capone and Snoop Dogg song, did he?
Which one?
The Snoop Dogg one that you did.
No, that's Gersevik.
Wrote that.
Gersevik wrote that. Karan wrote the other one.
Transfer.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
he wrote that.
A big track, because you obviously Deep Jandu, Genghis Khan, and I don't know if you knew J Static was on the track as well. He never, but he's actually guilty of what you're talking about. He never puts his name on anything. He does so much work in the industry, and he always just I'm like, he's like, oh, I made that track. I was like, where's your name then? Like, what do you do?
You have to get your credit, man.
Yeah, you got to do it. But huge track. Shout out to Toronto. I mean, how did you guys get together on Trendster? Do you remember how that all worked out?
ਆਪਣੇ ਕਰਨ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਸ਼ੂਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ for repeat ਗੱਭਰੂ repeat ਡੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੁੱਖ ਸੰਗੇਰਾ and all that ਤੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਗੀਤ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਰਨੇ ਉਹ ਹਾਰਜ ਨੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਇਆ already ਤੇ and he was ਭਾਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਲਿਖਿਆ. He's a wicked writer, man. Idea galoo, he writes on the spot.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you get him to change any lines and all that. He doesn't like, oh man, he changed. He'll do it right away.
Yeah.
And so he wrote it then. He goes, I was in India, so then I dubbed it and he goes, apna deep kar duga music.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's how the dub came in the video, obviously.
He's at his age, man.
Yeah.
He's an amazing writer. Is he 19 or 20 now?
Yeah, he's young, man.
He's young.
How old is he?
And he's like 19 or 20, but
That's
like
he's younger than me.
His mindset is
to be able to write like that. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, so for these young singers that are coming up, everybody's coming up in the industry. Like you said, now you just need a laptop and headphones and a mic, and you can make some music. What kind of advice can you give some of these newbies to be like, hey, you know what? It's one thing to make a hit track. You know, you can get lucky and get that hit track. Yeah. It's another to stay relevant and make hits on hits on hits. Yeah. What can you tell these new guys that are all listening or new girls listening on how to stay relevant in the industry?
Well, advice that you know, just do your own style. ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ copy ਨਾ ਕਰੋ. ਸਾਡੇ ਉਸਤਾਦ ਜੀ ਇਹੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ when I met him the first time, right? And he goes, ਹਾਂ ਸ਼ੇਰਾ ਤੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਰੱਖਣਾ, ਕਾਪੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੀ. He used to say ਲੀਹਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਪਾਉਣੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਨਾ, the trails, ਉਹ ਔਖੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਮਗਰ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਨੇ ਤੁਰੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਫਿਰ. And you want to try making a new
these
trail,
are all
man.
quotes that I can just get tattooed all over my body right now.
No, seriously, see things like that. That's all he told me, man. ਕੱਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਦਾ ਵਜਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ. ਹਨਾ he goes ਆਪਣਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਕਾਪੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਜੇ ਕਾਪੀ ਕਰੇਗਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਉਹ ਫਲਾਣੇ ਦੀ ਕਾਪੀ ਹੈ ਪੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਪੇ ਹੀ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਫਿਰ ਪੁੱਤ ਪੋਤੀ ਹੈ ਸੋ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਸੀ ਬੜਾ ਹੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਬੜੇ ਨੇ ਬੜਾ ਹੀ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਸੋ you try ਜੋ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ 'ਚ ਕਰਨਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ music whatever you guys want to do in life just stick to it, man. Don't try to copy nobody. Don't try to rush things, you know, that ਹੌਲੀ ਕਰੋ ਜੇ ਹੌਲੀ ਪੌੜੀ ਚੜੋਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਬੰਦਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਟਿਕਿਆ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ there's a lot of people you know they have one hit but then they don't know what to do after because they got it too easy, man. If you get it slowly then you can stay there. It's hard to stay there and that's what I try to do.
Well, you've obviously have done it and I mean you've stayed relevant.
And one thing I want to say is a lot of people got that thing in their mind like ਜਲਦੀ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਥੋੜਾ ਚਿਰ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ no it's not, man. No ਥੋੜਾ ਚਿਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ. It's up to you how long you want to last in the game. If you got that in your mind like oh ਬਸ 2-4 ਸਾਲ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ then you're gonna stay there 2-4 ਸਾਲ. If you want to look at like Gurdas Paji, Ustaad ji, you know, you want to look at people like that who stayed in the game for 40-50 years. And that's what I did. I try to do that and still
you are doing that.
I mean you are the king of Bhangra.
I don't think
no more Prince. Don't do Prince anymore. We're changing that right now.
No, see, I get all these names from my friend in England, Jatinder Heer, man. You know, he's the one who gave me the name. Like I met him there in Canada. He goes, Prince of Bhangra. I go, hey. ठीक है यार तो वो प्रिंस ही ठीक है भाई अभी किंग हो के होना दिमाग खराब हो जाए. There's only one king, man. There'll always be king.
That's
right there, man.
Zoom into his tattoo right now.
Ustaad ji, man, he's the only king. I believe in, man. I think 90% of the industry will agree with me.
100%.
10% नहीं agree करते कोई बात नहीं.
I'll say it for you. Fuck off.
कोई बात नहीं.
So I've been asking all the questions. I mean, everybody obviously here came to see you. Is there any questions that we got that we want to get out? Because I don't want anybody watching me to go to bed. Anything you guys got on your mind?
I think SP had a question earlier. He said he wanted to ask one. So this is one of our DJs, Paul SP. He is also
SP
a big...
SP
That's it.
So as a DJ listening to music, I love when artists collab. One of my favorite collabs was when Jay-Z collabed with Kanye. They did that whole album. And so one thing I want to ask you was, is there one artist today that if you were to collab with, like, who would you do it with?
Oh man, I think the biggest collaboration for me was Ustaad ji, man. That was a dream come true. But I think a lot of people want to see me with True School.
Yes. And, holy,
right?
The rumors are there.
A lot of people want to see me with True School, and actually, you know, वो भी Ustaad ji वांगू ही है बंदा. ਸਿੱਧੀ ਗੱਲ ਮੂੰਹ ਤੇ ਕਹਿਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਨਾ and he's one of my biggest fan. He obviously he followed Ustad's career and he still does. ਹਨਾ ਉਹ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਚ ਉਹਦੇ ਟੇਪਾਂ ਵੀ ਉਸਤਾਦ ਜੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਪਈਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਜਾਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਟੇਪ ਪਈ ਆ ਘੁੱਗੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਜੋੜਾ so you know what I mean even when we did ਆਪਣੇ ਚੱਕ ਦੇ ਬੋਲੀ he was actually in the studio with PMC.
No way.
Yeah and you know he's like yeah man Shinda Paji ਏਦਾਂ ਕੁਛ ਬਜਾ ਦੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ and he's like he loves Shinda Paji as well. You know so a lot of people want to see me and him together. So maybe people.
I feel like it's long overdue.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. Hey, comment.
If you guys want to see us together, leave your comment or whatever you guys want to do, man.
Hey, you know what I heard? A rumor was I heard it's you, JK, and True School. So I don't know if you can say yes or no. But that's what I feel like it's long overdue, man.
Yeah, whatever people want, right? That's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Is it that time, guys?
It is that time,
I want to
boys.
ask one question.
Yeah, go ahead, DJ. Go ahead.
So, like you said, you appreciate the old days. You like the old days. It was easier. With technology and with social media and with everything that's happening right now, if there was something you could change, whether it was not having Instagram, if it was Snapchat, if it was bringing back tapes back in the industry, what's something that you would want to see change in the industry? What's something that would make you happy if you saw that change happen right now?
ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਇਹ ਟੋਇਲਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਲਸ਼ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ.
Shout out to that, man.
Seriously,
Make some noise
you know,
for that.
bring back the pagers, baby. Yeah, right, man. Bring back the pager. I remember that, man. Paging, you know, all my friends, everybody used to have different codes.
Yeah.
ਸਾਡਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ obviously 99 because Wayne Gretzky. But then, okay, 99 dabta, then you wait by the payphone. ਕਰ ਲਾ ਫੋਨ ਹੁਣ ਕਰ ਲਾ ਫੋਨ and obviously he'd be sleeping wait there like half an hour to chalo here you know seriously I will bring back pagers.
Bring back the pagers, man. Let's do that. All you phone companies that are listening, bring back those pagers, man.
Forget the X phone, man. All that.
Let's move on.
Man. All right, Jazzy, we are honored to have you here. We play this game. It's called Punjabi Shazam. We came up with it a few years back. What we do is we pick a couple songs. We play about 2 seconds of it, and whoever can hear it and name the track and the artist gets a point. We go up to 5, and the winner takes all. We don't have much of a prize, but McDonald will not take it.
No, thank you. I had my Big Mac the other day, man.
That's it, right? So let's play if you're willing to play with us.
I'm cool, man.
All right, let's go. Let's cue that up.
Yeah, we're playing Punjabi Shazam with Jazzy B. Let's just take that in for a second.
ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਜਿੱਤਣਾ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ.
I think I can't do it.
So we're back with Punjabi Shazam, legendary game with a legendary man. Spin, sing. You got it queued up.
Let's go.
Let's go with round 1.
Are you ready?
Pehla lakara.
Oh my God.
Oh, you gotta say it right away.
Yeah.
Oh shit, man.
No way to even know that.
He knows, man.
Name the artist, name the track.
ਇਹਦਾ DJ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਤਣਾ.
Go ahead.
Music director.
I'm trying to be. Hopefully.
No.
Music director. Right?
All right. That was 1 for DJ M. Let's go spin sing round 2.
All right, let's do this.
Copy.
KSR got the quick one on that one. Name the track, name the artist.
Yeah, Skan, Copy Ashkar,
Produced by Shinda, right?
Music.
Yeah.
We're doing producers now too, because Jazzy. All right. Number 3. We got this one for Jazzy. Number 3 is a lucky number 3 for Jazzy. Let's go, spin sing.
Kuldip Manak.
I was going to say
Jay. All right, we got even numbers around the house. Jay,
That's the first time I freaking won.
I'll stop you. I was like, let him get it.
No. I think you named the artist in the track.
Kuldip Manak.
Kuldip Manak. And the track name? I want to make sure your lips don't work proper after the bag, you know? All right, spin sing. Track number 4. Let's go.
Get the ball. What's the point? What's the score?
Oh, that's okay.
What's the point score now?
Yeah, to be honest, this one, Jay I took it because he said the full name. Both of you said get the pa, I didn't say Nikki.
Get the
Yeah, but he doesn't get that.
Okay, whatever. So
All right.
2-1-1 and.
Same ही सके वो टीना बिटीना same ही सके same तुम भी man.
So we got 2.
Number 1 player Jazzy.
2-1-1. All right, final song of the night, Jazzy. I feel like you're getting this one, man. Let's go.
If we catch this one and then we're going to do a tiebreaker because it's not going to be fair. Like
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Spin, sing. You ready?
It's too quick, man. Dude.
Let's go. Track number 5.
इधर वही सुनते रहने तुम गाने.
Desi Crew, Glab.
Yeah. Wow.
Now we're going to tiebreaker. Because he has 2.5.
इन्हें पहले दसिया हुआ है मैं तो.
I wouldn't let that happen.
Wire किथे लाई है?
So we're going to tiebreaker.
How about this? Winner takes all for Jazzy.
All right.
He gets this.
Yeah.
He takes it.
If he gets it, he wins the
I
whole
won't
game.
get it, man.
Jazzy's letting us win, guys. He's quiet. He's like, you guys win it. You know, he's letting us win.
We got JJ with 2. We got M with 2. We got Gummel with 1.
I should have 2 too. But
I should have like 3.
Jazzy's already the champ, but let's go for the tiebreaker.
Fuck, I can't remember the name.
Qatar. Bye, man, get it all.
So now is it triple tiebreaker?
That's it. It's done.
It's done.
So
Well, it's
who
a
won?
tie game. It's a good podcast.
Yeah.
This is where we leave it.
That's
Jazzy,
it.
buddy.
Well,
thank you
so
guys.
much. Thank you so much for coming out.
We gotta shout you out, man. We appreciate you coming out. Chode Bandeya, you came in, you sat with us, talked to us, and we were able to share your vibes. But just the fact that we got to hear so many gems tonight with all these stories and your experiences throughout your music career, we really appreciate you coming out and taking the time to show the new generation of how you got to where you are and also where you're headed.
Thank you, guys. Thank you to Harj Nagra as well.
Shout out
to Harj for putting it together, man. Big shout to Harj.
Yeah, everybody make some noise again.
New song coming soon. Featuring Fateh.
Yeah, so Toronto वालियां दा भी welcome सारियां दा.
Thank you.
So no, seriously, you guys keep it up. Whatever you guys want to do in life, मालिक ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੁਪਨੇ ਪੂਰੇ ਕਰੇ ਜੀ. ਜੋ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਵੀ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਆ, ਜੋ ਵੀ ਸੁਪਨੇ ਲਿਆ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰੋ. Cuz ਪੂਰੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, you know. So dream to achieve it, man.
We appreciate
Thank you, guys.
it.
We got Jazzy B on the podcast.
Frequency and friends. Let's go. We out.
All right.
Thank you.
Peace. Thank you.